How you doing? It's time for a very special beer review, at least for me. Um, I've been drinking beer for a while, although I'm only 21, so whether that's good or bad is up to y'all to judge. But anyway, I've been looking for this beer for a while. The only places I've heard that had it were in Atlanta. Atlanta's a little bit of a ways away from me, but anyway, I came across it at a little rundown ghetto liquor store not too far away from me. I've just gotten done with the PBR review an hour or two earlier. I had a beer or two, and I'm just like, you know what, PBR was good. I enjoy it, but I'm kind of curious. I was planning on getting actually some Bush just because I ain't had it. So I went down to the liquor store real quick, and I walked through and I looked, and I was like, there's Bush, decent price for a 12 pack. And then I looked at their tall boys. I'm like, well, I can do like a little white trash beer flight. I do that sometimes. But then I went and looked at the liquor, and then I came back and looked at the beer again. And on my second look through, I saw something. I was like, do my eyes deceive me? No, it doesn't. I got Schlitz. Now, a lot of people are probably going, Schlitz, what's special about that? But for me, it is special. Like I said, I've looked for it. I've never seen it until now in person. Gonna go ahead and pour it up. But I just, something about older style beer brands that have just fallen out of favor with the mainstream market, I just am fascinated with. For example, I love Hams. I do want to try Stroh's. I don't think I might have seen it, but Hams, Stroh's, Olympia. There's a couple others. There's one in Massachusetts. Can't pronounce. Starts with an N. I'm pretty sure y'all know. There's one from Maryland, just regional beers and older style beer brands that used to be, higher up on the beer echelon that have kind of dropped, have always fascinated me. And Schlitz, for me, at least in my opinion, was the gold, even though I had never tried it. From what I'd been told, was at one time the gold standard of beers. Like this, growing up, you kind of get your opinion on beer about what your father drank. At least that's what happened to me. So growing up, I thought Budweiser was the best beer you could get because my dad drank Budweiser, and everybody's dad growing up, at least that I was around, seemed to drink Budweiser. That's before, I guess, everybody got into light beer. But before that, our grandfather's beer was probably Schlitz. My grandfather didn't drink, but if you do have a grandfather that did drink, odds are he probably drank some Schlitz back in the day. So I'm just so excited, and before I even get into the look, I'm kind of overwhelmed by this, but let's just go ahead and go over the details. This is made by the Schlitz Brewing Company, aka Pabst. It was bought by Stroh's, and then Stroh's was bought out by Pabst because Pabst has a hard-on for buying out regional breweries. Yeah, made in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm pretty sure the ABV is 4.6. Now, they've came out in the last couple of years with Schlitz Gusto. It's supposed to be the 1960s formula. In the 70s, they kind of reformulated it a little bit, but I don't even give a damn. And I'm gonna be honest, I spent way too much for this beer. For a 12 pack, I spent 14 bucks. That includes taxes. That's insane. Schlitz is supposed to be like a sub-premium brand, but when I saw it, I don't give a damn. They could have asked me for 50 bucks. I'd be like, well, damn, let's see if I got 50 bucks in my pocket. I just didn't care. I saw Schlitz and I was like, finally. Also, the sell-by date is May 2019. So keep that in mind when I review this beer. It is past the sell-by date, though I checked a couple rate beer reviews, and I'm not the only one who got Schlitz out of date, but from what I saw, there had been people who had it, who bought it, and it was a year past the sell-by date, and they still said it tastes like Schlitz. So I'm going to assume this is, for the most part, what regular Schlitz is supposed to taste like. Now, I've had the malt liquor and stuff, and the malt liquors are good. But god dang, I wanted just regular Schlitz. Let's go ahead and get into this. It's almost 5 minutes. I've just been rambling. Anyway, it looks like a beer. I poured it mildly, so there is no head at all. But it looks like stereotypical American adjunct lager. Let's take a whiff of this bad boy. Hops. Wow, that is pretty hoppy for an American adjunct lager, not gonna lie. I get grain, but it's almost equal part hops on the nose. Let's go ahead and see if it tastes the same way though. yeah, it's a little more hoppy than most American Adject lagers. Like I was talking about, I just did a review of the PBR. Here's one of the cans next to me. And in that review, I complimented PBR on the fact of it's kind of hoppy for just a basic American Adject lager. This though is more so on the hoppier side. Now, it's still grainy, and when I say it's hoppy, I don't mean it's IPA hoppy. It's still a pretty mild beer all around, but you know, it's definitely got the kiss of the kiss of the hops, which I think was a tagline back in the day from Schlitz. But yeah, a little hop, get a little grain, a little breadiness, and there's a slight like off metallic note. That could be just because this beer is a year past the sell by date. Now, beer doesn't just go bad. It's not like if you drink a beer that's past the sell by date, you're gonna get sick. But the flavor can degrade a little bit, but it still tastes good. I'm still enjoying this. It's not by no means, I'm not getting any kind of skunky funk, which it is in a can, and it has been sitting in a cooler. And this was also the last 12-pack they had, so I'm guessing this has probably been sitting around for God knows how long. Hell, it could have been sitting around for could be sitting in that cooler for 2 years for all I know. But it doesn't taste old, it just tastes like a beer. And honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and say the flavor, like I said, I've never had Schlitz before, so I can't really tell you, for a fact. But I'm gonna say this is probably how it was supposed to have tasted. It's refreshing. It's mild. Has a grassy note. It's pretty clean. There's a little bit of I guess you could say a dirty hop character to it, but I don't mind it. Overall, I'm gonna go ahead and light a cigarette. Yeah, it kind of lives up to the hype, at least the hype that I gave myself. Because I'm sitting around, I'm just going, ooh, Schlitz. If I find Schlitz, this is gonna be so fucking amazing. And yeah, it kind of is amazing. And I know some of y'all might be watching this go, damn, dude, calm down. It's just Schlitz. But I don't know. For me, this just hell. Some people want to try a Sam Adams Utopia, and of course I do too. But first, I had to check off Schlitz before I get into a Sam Adams Utopia. And I'm just damn tickled that I found this. Especially at a hole-in-the-wall gas station in the ghetto. Like, literally, where I found this is like a street or two down from a place that has the name Cocaine Avenue. That's the slang term for the street name. If you live around North Georgia, you might know what I'm talking about. But hey, sometimes you go in a hole-in-the-wall place and you find some cool shit. And I'm happy that I just, for whatever reason, was like, I'm going to go over to the liquor store to see what they got. I might as well just check it out. I've never been in that liquor store before. It's not really the kind of place I would normally frequent, but hell, I might go in there tomorrow and see if they can order any more for me. So yeah, this is just at least for me, a delightful experience. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a rating. Like I said, it's, grassy, a little grainy, pretty well-rounded, and for an American Adject lager, a little more hop character than, say, your Bud Miller Coors. And I'm not a hop guy. I know just about every beer review I make, I say I'm not a hop kind of guy, but this it's nice. It's nice to have an American Adject lager, a beer that tastes like a beer but still has a hop character. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm not chasing, some Imperial IPA or whatever, or double IPA or this or that, but just a beer that tastes like a beer that has a little bit more hop character, I'm a fan of it. And if Schlitz, now of course, Schlitz is owned by Pabst, and Pabst isn't the most high up or most well-off beer company around, so I don't expect this to be getting mass circulation. I don't expect this to be getting any TV time by any means. But if there's a gas station nearby that started selling this regularly, I would start frequenting that gas station, just because this is a damn good beer. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it a rating. 8 out of 10. Am I being biased though? Yeah, probably. I'm probably being a little bit biased, but I can just kick these back no problem. This is a very, very good beer. Some nice lacing there too. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and kill this a little bit because my bladder is screaming. I need to go to the bathroom. I know a little too much information, but anyway, like, rate, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, hell, I don't give a shit. Make sure to spade neuter your animals, and don't forget to kill your local pedophile. Have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow.